These Saints demons, win or bust?
Yeah, they got to do it because he's wrong. It's not over with. I don't know if you've noticed this league. We like playing the old plays for years and years and years. No more evident than here. And they're going to hear about this for the rest of their life. You look at history, the Immaculate Reception in '72, eventually the Raiders went on and they won some Super Bowls and they took care of things and you kind of put that to bed. The David Tyree catch, the Patriots won several more. The Philly special, they won after that. So you can put that to bed. You can move on. But you asked the Buffalo Bills about the Music City Miracle and how much they like seeing that all these years later. It doesn't go away. The players do interviews that it still haunts them. You got to win a Super Bowl because they're going to be playing it 50 years from now. So you got to do something.
It's a little bit, to me, a unique situation because all those guys were in that game. It's like when you talk about the Bills missing 4 Super Bowls and how that might affect Josh Allen, I don't know if that really does. It's a different generation. But Lattimore was on the field for that, and Marcus Williams was the guy that happened to.
Don't you also think it's not Scott Norwood missing a kick? Those guys blew it. They were there and they didn't make the play.
It was a horrendous defensive play to the point that they've got to live with that. And then you add in the accumulation of last year, and you could say Nickel Roby-Coleman, which you will, Saints fans, but also know you were up 13 points in the second half at home with Drew Brees at the ball, and then Drew Brees getting the ball in overtime first. All that stuff adds up, and it's not from some bygone era.
Yeah,
it's from these guys. Yeah. Slay those dragons. You win a Super Bowl, you never have to worry about those games again.
And sometimes it's not the demons that you're exercising, it's the ghost of success. They also had success in that building. So you got to think about it. The recent history is that these very glaring plays stand out to players' minds who are on the field, and we're on the field, but then also they walk around these halls where they see the pictures and the photos and the confetti falling over a younger Drew Brees.
And
they got Drew Brees who sits in that locker room in those huddles, and he's like, guys, we can do it. I've been there. I know what it smells like. I know what victory tastes like. So they have a combination of both, the success and the demons, and they have to exercise both of them if they want to go. Listen, Cam Jordan came on the show and said it himself. He was like, with the way they're trending, what has happened to us over the last couple of years, the only thing next is to win a Super Bowl. That's not our words. That's his words. The guy who we were looked at as possibly their best player.
Yep. Thomas Morstead and Brees were the only ones in that building that were on that Super Bowl team. It's a distant memory, but it definitely affects them on the regular. I got to ask you, Shrades, because you grew up here in the New York area. The Giants, they get killed by that Deshaun Jackson punt return in the playoffs, ruled out, knocked out. Then they won the Super Bowl the next year. Wasn't it so much sweeter? And did that memory get erased? Because that was a brutal thing that happened in that game. Yeah, and the Giants fan base obviously had already the rings in the pocket from so many other eras, from 86 and 90 and 2007. So for the 2011 team, it was like, we've beaten Belichick, we've beaten this. The Deshaun Jackson thing was in the regular season. We can get over that. This Saints team, these guys, you said it, Brees and Morstead have those rings. Cam Jordan's got no ring. Marshon Lattimore's got no ring. A lot of those Giants guys had already won one in 2007. We're like, we're champions. Got to see it from the Saints now. It'll be a storybook finish. Hopefully it's a sweet one for them, because if it's not, it's going to sting for a long time. Will Selva's out in the newsroom.
I can laying down now.
Take it away.
We're talking about the Saints going to win this game.
Well, we're making picks later in the show, so we'll get there.
All right. Yes, no, appreciate that. We'll be getting you ready for the games this weekend all day long today and the rest of the weekend, of course. As we've detailed on the show, much has changed since the last time the Bills won a playoff game on December 30th, 1995. Of course, the first Toy Story, the original, was the #1 movie of the year in the U.S. Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio was Billboard's #1 single of the year. So glad I was able to say that so early in the morning. Quarterback Josh Allen wasn't even born, but Texans wide receiver Will Fuller was. And he's considered a game-time decision for Saturday's wild-card showdown with Buffalo. But according to NFL Network's James Palmer, Fuller is a long shot to play with a groin injury. Fuller did not play in the season finale. In 11 games this season, he's caught 49 passes for 670 yards and 3 scores. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, Eagles tight end Zach Ertz limited in Thursday's practice as he deals with a fractured rib and lacerated kidney. Ertz did participate, though, in individual drills with the other tight ends. He would need, though, to be medically cleared to play in Sunday's wild-card matchup with the